Let's get it. There you go. All right, salute. Salute to everybody that's in the building. We usually go on every Friday, but today we did a little bit different, you know, so today's Sunday.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
man. I appreciate you getting me in like that, bro. You feel me?
You already know, all love. So check this out. To everybody that don't know who Drummer Boy is, you go by Young Drummer Boy or it's just Drummer Boy?
It's Young Drummer Boy. In the early days, it was just Drummer Boy shit, you know what I'm saying? When I was doing a lot of producing and shit like that.
Got you. So
yeah,
to those that don't know or might not know, let them know who Drummer Boy is.
Shit, I'm just a young Mexican gangbanger coming out of Pomona and shit, you know what I'm saying? I was producing for a lot of the early years of my career and shit, and then transitioned to rapping, and then that's kind of like how it went.
Yeah, facts. I remember the name Drummer Boy being thrown around back in 2000, maybe 9, 10, and it was all about the beats back then.
Yeah, that was
right.
Yeah, around there. Yeah,
the studio and shit like that.
Yeah, it was that. That's when I was tapped in with a lot of like I was doing mainly producing this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how I met a lot of like the Chicano-RAP scene and shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like shit. Like Oh So Vicious, a lot of them from back then came around and shit.
Yeah.
Frank Nitty would bring a lot of them around and shit, you know what I mean? And I was just like slanging beats for like $25 and shit.
Yeah, I mean there wasn't much to ask for back then, you know what I mean?
God.
But that's how I remember Drummer Boy. I never remembered you as a rapper back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just remember all the homies be like, hey, we're gonna go to the studio and we'll go, you know, the homie got beats, he's gonna record this shit. You know, what made you transition into like being an artist and not being a producer?
Well, long story short and shit, you know, we were doing a lot of like gangbanging music shit from my neighborhood and shit, you know what I'm saying? It was me and my little cousin. And he was doing most of the rapping over all my beats and shit like that, you know what I mean? And like I wasn't really confident in my rap, so you know, around that time and shit, so he was like really just putting on. So we were just putting on the gang music, you know what I'm saying, putting it out for the homies to bump and, you know what I mean, fuck enemies type shit, you know, just like the regular shit.
Yeah, hood shit.
Yeah, just some like real grimy hood shit. And then they took my little cousin away. They took him away. They gave him 32 years of life, him and 3 of my other homies and shit, you know what I mean? You know, shout out Sicko and shit, Maniac, you know them, you know what I mean? But yeah, they got broken off, man, football numbers and shit like that. And then it was like my brother Smokey was like, man, you know, now you got to rap type shit. And that's kind of like how I started, bro. Like I was like, fuck it. I started rapping like here and there and shit. Some of the day one fans, they know them first songs that I put out, you know what I'm saying?
So you would say it was thrown on you, or were you already like thinking about it, but just weren't sure of it?
I would fuck with it, you know what I'm saying? Like I would rap on a couple songs, I would gangbang on some songs and shit like that, but I wasn't like I just woke up and made beats, went to sleep making beats. Like
Facts.
That was like my main thing, you know?
Facts. Now, I know the $25 wasn't a lot, but because quantity, did you have a lot of quantity that you had, you know, a lot of customers and shit? So did it end up being a nice little amount at the end of the month, or was it just?
Yeah, it's cause like, you know, when we first like, it was when I had my son, like we opened this studio out there, and like it's over there in Upland, California, right there, right next to Pomona. We opened this studio and we was like selling studio time, you know, we was advertising studio time and shit like that. And you know, I just had to learn like on the spot how to do shit, you feel me? And but the beats was something that was a part of me for a while.
Yeah.
And then when people would come in to like book studio time like that, they would ask for beats. So like, you know what I mean? There was a lot of traffic.
2 for 1. Yeah, it was like a 2 for 1.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, we wasn't getting rich off of it, but it was, you know, it was doing what it was doing.
It was paying the bills, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just for the time being. You know, it was a stepping stone to catapult you to the next level.
Yeah.
You know, so you said you messed with a lot of